It's the level of disinformation and misinformation right now, leading up to November, is astounding.
Astounding,
right? And it's becoming more and more difficult because of generative AI and just a willingness to kind of disappear down a rabbit hole and believe whatever you want to believe. Right? Nobody's questioning all this shit. So. But it is, whether it's coming from outside influence, and we know the Iranians are very active right now. Obviously, the Russians and Chinese are always interested in screwing us up. So, but people, if they don't do it themselves, it's not as if this idea that the government is going to tell you what's good and what's not to read is amazing, right? They just arrested the Telegram CEO over in Europe.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that, too.
Yeah.
So it seems like they wanted access to Telegram's messages because there were certain people that were posting things that had been a part of... there was a terrorist attack in Russia that they tried to get him to give up information about, but then they gave up on that, and they left him alone. But now in France, they've arrested him.
Yeah, they picked him up 3 days ago, I think 4 days ago.
And unfortunately, he's got this social media girlfriend who posts pictures everywhere she goes.
Yeah.
So they can fucking find him everywhere.
Yeah.
Telegram CEO released from custody in Paris.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. They extended his detention for 48 hours, and then they had to make a decision, I think it was by today, as to what to do with him.
Judge had until Wednesday morning to either charge him or release him, so they released him. Okay. Well, I think the outrage of the world. Okay, so this is said, dual citizen of France and Russia was taken into custody Saturday. He was detained on an arrest warrant over accusations the platform was used for money laundering, drug trafficking, and other offenses. Guess what? You can say that about Gmail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we arrest Google?
Yeah.
Because Gmail is used for money laundering and drug sales? Because it certainly is.
Yeah, and I think, well, look, honestly, I think there's some people in the States that if they thought they could get away with it, they would. That's what they would be pushing for. But with this, with Pavel Durov, I think they were really upset with a couple of things. One is that Telegram has a history of not cooperating with criminal investigations, right? Not releasing information or complying with requests from whomever it may be, right? Europol, Interpol, anyone. And so they basically figured out a way to say, look, because of your inability or your failure to moderate the content on your platform, on Telegram, we're going to criminally charge you, perhaps, right? Now, I suspect that's what they're going to do with this, but I think you're right. I think the outrage said, okay, well, let's let him go for now. But he's not. Look, he got sideways with Putin, so he's a dual citizen of
Russia and France.
No, France and United Arab Emirates.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and although the Russians, Putin regime was very funny when he got arrested, they were outraged over the fact that they viewed this as a limit on free speech.
That's cute.
The Putin regime, yeah. Oh my God, because you know how much they value civil liberties and shit,
especially dissenting opinions.
Yeah, they love. There is nothing better. Yeah,
it's all about free expression over there in Russia.
But oh God, Russia.